And we are back.
Bon après-midi.
Bumble bitches. I have no idea what you said, but
Bumble bitches. Yes.
had to throw the accent on there. Did the hair cutting happen? It happened. For those of you who didn't see it, I was fucking nervous as shit last night.
He was.
Kept going, I hate this. I hate this. I was so afraid I was going to fuck your hair up.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome back. Episode 46 of the To Be Better podcast, season 2, which means we have 6 episodes left to record for the year.
That's insane. I can't believe it's the end of the year. Today's October 1st. We leave for Thailand in 6 days.
First of the month. We do have Thailand in less than a week. We will be flying. We will be on a plane this time next week flying. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
I'm super anxious texting everybody who needs to know we're leaving, like, hey, 6-day reminder that we're leaving. Don't forget all the important things that you need to do while we're gone.
That's funny.
It's a lot going on in life right now.
It is a lot.
It is a lot.
Ironically enough, I think by the time you guys hear this, we'll have just be getting back from Thailand. So there'll be a fucking update video, maybe a vlog, who knows.
Oh, a lot.
Hopefully we'll make a shit ton of content while we're out there. But yeah. So do we have anything that we want to get into? Because we're mass recording right now. We did 2 episodes yesterday.
We are. Yeah,
doing one today. Doing a live stream tomorrow, and then I think we're done until we get back from Thailand because it's a lot. So we don't have a whole lot of like banter things. Ivy got fixed yesterday. She did. Currently wearing the cone of shame.
I feel so bad.
She'll have a donut tomorrow that actually looks like a sprinkled donut. Mm-hmm. We bought ourselves butt cushions for the flight.
We did.
And Carrie got her own camera.
Yes.
That was your cue. There she is. Carrie Cam.
It's Carrie. Carl.
They're asking for a close-up of your hairstyle, babe.
A close-up of my hairstyle? How am I supposed to make that happen?
Like this.
Oh, you're just going to move the Oh. Oh, wow. That's...
Okay. Show the shave. There you go. Now I don't remember what we were at. Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right. So you guys who are watching on YouTube, Patreon right now are the only ones that get the Carrie Cam.
Yes.
There has been so much wheezing and laughing and giggling and stupid shit that goes on behind the scenes that you guys very rarely get to hear glimpses of. So you guys get to see this now. And she has the option to do the split screen without her in case she starts crying. She can...
Yeah, turn it off.
They're saying it looks good and it suits you.
Thank you. It did come out real nice. Thank you.
Jenna fucking wrote Carl Cam.
That's funny.
We were literally going back and forth because people are like, they think her name is Carl because of the way a lowercase L is.
Yeah.
Jenna called you Lagatha, the badass Viking queen.
Stop it.
So as always, we are recording this episode live in front of our Patreon community. If you guys have not joined over there, we highly recommend that you do. If you want to support the channel and not have to spend any money, the best thing that you can do is share the content. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so that we can hit the 250,000 mark by the end of the year. And Peaches got a new necklace.
I did. I just took my glasses off. I think I want to get new frames.
Yeah.
Bigger ones. Yeah, I don't like how these are sitting on my face. Might put that on my to-do list this week before we go to Thailand. Oh, they would probably be done. What? What are you?
Trying really hard not to make a sitting on my face joke.
Why? What did I?
Because you said something about your glasses sitting on your face. Oh, you don't like the way they sit on your face.
Yeah.
And I almost said, that really sucks. I love it when things sit on my face.
I'm not a thing.
Come on. And that's why men stop paying women compliments.
Oh my God.
Come on, that was good.
I was also joking. Relax.
My work friends are starting to think I'm mad because I'm eating lunch alone. Oh, because you're watching the live streams. Do you want to talk about your $16 hairspray?
We can. I was absolutely disgusted walking out of that Walgreens. I almost told her to put it all back, but I had to get here.
It's crazy.
Yeah, $50. It was $16 for hairspray. For $50, I got hairspray, dry shampoo, mascara, eyeliner, and a Reese's cup.
And you didn't share that Reese's cup?
No, I still have it in the bag. I haven't eaten it yet. It's going to be like a late night tonight. We're both kind of baked after the kids go to bed.
All right. I'll take that. I will take that.
Share it.
Sharing is caring, babe.
Yeah.
They come two for a pack because you're supposed to share them.
No, there's only one.
What?
It's
did
a
you get a big one?
pumpkin.
Oh, yeah, you can have that one.
It's the specialty pumpkin.
No, it's bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
I want the egg is the limit to my Reese's change.
Because it's still kind of circular.
Yep. Yep.
I think anything in a shape tastes better than its original form.
Do
That
you?
SpongeBob mac and cheese is my favorite.
Huh. Cheyenne asked how my back is. My back is a fucking mess. And because that hurricane hit Punta Gorda and flooded downtown Punta Gorda, which is where my doctor's office is, I've missed the last 2 decompressions. And I'm fucking feeling it today. I also have to text my doctor in 20 minutes to remind her about my steroid subscription. The 12-day pack of the prednisone.
I got a message about that
Saying it's ready?
from CVS.
Saying it was ready?
Yeah.
She may have called it in already.
She may have.
And then I have to get, I have an appointment on Thursday to a pain management doctor so that I can get pain meds before I fly to Thailand, because if my back feels like it does right now, there's no fucking way I'm making it to Thailand.
Yeah.
That ride over here this morning in the car was ass. But it'd be like that, so. I don't have anything really other to talk about. Like, our life has been, it's not like we've done a whole lot between yesterday and today. We did download Baldur's Gate 3,
We did.
so we're going to stream that eventually on Twitch for those of you who would like to watch us play video games, or if you want to play with us. We play Call of Duty regularly. You just have to find us on Twitch when we're there. I don't have anything.
Okay.
I'm really fucking tapped out of conversation.
Yeah.
This is the first, because I normally always got something to talk about.
I'm just getting the emails.
Okay. Oh, wait, you didn't talk about your necklace. We talked about your hair.
Oh.
Shut that bad motherfucker off. That shit was... Perfect. There's a fucking topaz on the bottom of that bitch. Yeah. That's really cool. It is really cool. And it's very, get over here of me.
Oh, because it's backwards. Yeah, there it is. Huh? I'm done trying.
Okay. Well, thank you for showing off the necklace.
Okay.
That was a really good purchase.
Yeah. You like it?
We're going to have no problem getting through the airport.
That does make me feel like I'm going to be safe.
Yeah?
I won't be able to wander.
I'm actually the one that wanders at airports.
You are the one. I'm far too anxious for that.
I am 100% German Shepherd / Golden Retriever hybrid in the airports, because I'm walking really fucking quick on a mission and I'm like, squirrel, 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 squirrel.
Well,
Fan,
would I
want
just be a Pomeranian then? I just follow you.
You're like the other dog that's attached to the other dog. As we're hauling ass through the airport. You just need one of those riding suitcases.
Have you seen that family
Yeah.
that has the riding suitcases?
Yeah.
I lost it when I saw the dad on the riding suitcase, and then I saw the 2 smaller versions of him on the suitcase, and I was like, they know what's up. Like, and then the mom came around. We need to do that when the kids start traveling with us.
That's funny.
I'm not carrying your asses. Get on the suitcase.
Yeah, okay, let's do emails. I actually looked at those suitcases, and I can't remember the exact price, but they were not fucking cheap.
I believe that. This is a Patreon resending to add non-traditional person who loves your content.
Okay.
This was sent in May. What?
Hey, I love your content, but that one thing that you talk about, I can't vibe with. Make sure to tell you about it.
Yeah.
That's what that is to me.
That's how that comes across.
Oh, hey, real quick. You know that TikTok that we made that I asked Carrie to make, or the clip I made for TikTok? The clip I asked Carrie to make for TikTok about the I wish mentality.
Yeah.
Posted last night.
Okay.
It's the first time that we've hit more than 20,000 views in probably 3 weeks because my
Wow.
videos are fucking garbage right now on TikTok.
That's awesome.
The amount of people who are like, I don't want to be like Peaches because I had said that people say that. I wish I could be like Peaches to save my marriage.
Right.
And like I went back through and like I copied and pasted a reply and started fucking hitting them and they started getting deleted before I fucking got everybody out because it wasn't the point of the video. But people were actually in the comments going, I don't want to be like Peaches. And I'm like, that's not the fucking point.
I don't want you to be like me.
Right. This is not the point of the video at all. Like,
right.
The point is that people wish
they took that shit personal.
They did take that shit personal, and I got a lot of good laughs out of it. And I had a really good fucking reply. I'm getting really good at my like fuck you replies and not being like super bad.
Hell yeah. Babe.
But they deleted their comments.
Good.
Yeah.
I hope they felt silly.
It makes me sad
because you can't keep going. Can't keep poking the bear.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
You're so chaotic. I love it.
Should have heard me in there fucking playing video games yesterday.
Yeah.
In the chat, we had somebody fucking on Twitch or TikTok. And I went and like, anytime I see TikTok in the name, I always go look.
Yeah.
And then we fucking spawned in and I killed everyone on their team in like 30 seconds. And I was like, I hope y'all were streaming that shit.
Oh, I thought he was streaming that. Could you imagine jumping into his live stream
And
after
just
you
shitting
murk
on
his
him?
whole
Yeah.
team
And then talk
and then
shit.
comment in the live stream?
Go follow To Be Better Podcast. I did that too. Sure enough, was like
I love
To Be
that.
Better Podcast on TikTok. And then the next match we had Twitch streamers. I was like on Twitch, To Be Better Podcast.
That's funny. I love that.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
All right, into the email. That food wasn't enough for me. I want more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. I decided to email you after I saw one of your clips that mentioned all the hate you guys get, and I wanted to instead show you some love. I feel like we read this.
Maybe. I feel like Ivy just farted. It's bad.
Thank God I can't smell. Can you tell I have one blonde eyebrow?
It definitely is lighter. It's not blind. Is that going to go pink to match your patch?
I don't know.
It definitely looks smaller.
I'm torn on dyeing that pink. I just started fucking reading the email, looked up at my eyebrows and got distracted. Damn it.
Squirrel!
All right. Oh, I smell it. That is bad.
Yep. Been sitting here suffering.
All right.
Taking everything I have and I stick my face in my shirt. Like a child.
Yeah. We have tissues if you want to like hold it over here. All right. I'm going to start the email over.
Okay.
Hello. I decided to email you after I saw one of your clips that mentioned all the hate you guys get, and I wanted to instead show you some love. I don't want to make this email too long, so please feel free to reach out if you would like me to expand on anything. I also want to mention that I love the conversations that challenge and stimulate, and since this is an email, I am concerned that some of my statements may come off as combative. I'm going to try to add some clarifying statements throughout to hopefully help convey the proper tone. Any of that sound familiar to you?
No.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that it's not going to be. We'll see.
Okay.
I love that they're prefacing this by saying that they're going to be combative in the email, but just know
Yeah.
it's not intentional.
All right. A little background on me. I'm 32, in a long-term relationship, not married, child-free by choice, love kids, just not for us.
Love the acknowledgement of that.
They are very career-driven, outgoing, struggle with some very serious mental health issues most of my life, doing a lot better currently. Not religious, but I respect others' beliefs and do see the beauty in having faith. The words, I don't need a man, have been coming out of my mouth for years, and it's still true. However, I like to add, but I want a partner. Is that partner a man, though?
What do you mean?
Because she will say, I don't need a man. It's still true. But she adds on to that. So she says, I don't need a man, but I want a partner. If that partner is a man, just say you want a man. It's okay to say that. I want my man. And I immediately flustered myself because I'm thinking about, oh God.
Zach said that if we move the emails after we've read it, this is new. So if you moved it after we read it and put it into the red folder, this is a new email. Otherwise, we've read it before.
All right, dope. So continuing on. I just wanted to point that out. You're cool. I mean, it's cool to say you want a partner, but if you were specifically looking for men, It's okay to say you want a man.
I agree.
All right.
I also think that it's more important to want than need something.
Yeah, I agree. Even though our lifestyle/relationships are structured very differently, I can see a lot of similarities between them and thus have been able to learn a lot listening to your podcast. Some examples of non-traditional aspects of my life and my relationship. These will all be superficial, so I don't take up too much of your time. I make more money and work longer hours than my partner. He has a great job as well. He manages our money because I suck. I have a much higher sex drive. We have very different friend groups and interests. We don't want kids. Okay. So some examples of non-traditional aspects of myself and my relationship. Do you want to just go down the list and see if we think these are non-traditional or traditional, or just are you assigning these to something because of society?
Okay, let's do that.
I make more money and work longer hours than my partner. He has a great job as well, though.
Okay, that's I mean, I don't think that really matters.
Yeah.
Who makes more money? I mean, if you're working, it's not traditional.
Right.
So there's that.
Okay, so let's just say that.
Yeah.
She's working, so they're already not traditional. Doesn't matter who's making more.
No.
Okay.
I want to add, though, beyond that point, some people enjoy working.
Right.
Right?
They need to be busy.
Right, and they're not going to have kids. You can only clean the house so many times, especially with no kids or animals. Like, you'd be living in a Pinterest house because you'd be bored as fuck sitting there all day, or you'd be out doing other shit. If they don't intend on having children and there's not going to be a family there, fucking
Right.
do your thing.
At some point, interests or hobbies are going to be, well, I could do this and get paid for it.
Right. And it's going to become a job.
Right. Mm-hmm. He manages our money because I suck.
That is actually traditional. Men are supposed to handle the finances.
I view that as traditional as well. Okay. I have a much higher sex drive.
That has nothing to do with anything.
I don't think that has anything to do with
Anything.
a relationship structure, right?
Right.
Okay. I don't even think that's... So speaking as a woman, I don't think that's non-traditional for... I don't think there's a traditional way to have a sex drive.
No, I don't.
Okay. We have very different friend groups and interests.
I think that's strange.
Different friend groups and interests.
Yeah.
I think if they didn't share anything at all, right? Because you have your friend group and it's very diverse from my friend group, but we still have mutual friends that we hang out with.
Right. But you and I also have all of the same interests. Not all, but
Not particularly.
most.
But I would say our interests, some of them are alike. Like I enjoy gardening. You're a mycologist.
Yeah. 70-30.
70-30.
I'd say we're 70% aligned on our interest and 30% not.
Okay.
Because I don't give a shit about knitting or makeup or gardening.
And I'm not interested in building bikes.
There you go. So we're 70-30. We'll call it that.
I would say 70-30. That's a good. So at what point would you say the scales tip? When, because she said for non-traditional.
If it's less than 50%. Well, I don't think that tips the scales in traditional or non-traditional. I don't think the friend group and interest have anything to do with being traditional. I think that comes down to
just who you are as people.
right, your personalities and the way that you mesh.
Okay. We don't want kids.
That I also think is not traditional.
I agree.
But I think that you can have a traditional lifestyle and not have children and it be perfectly fine.
Right.
I'm a big proponent of I don't want kids. That's okay.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather you not have kids versus fucking them up.
Yeah, that's it. I would rather you not breed than fucking destroy your children.
Right.
Yeah. What? Why are you staring at me?
Because I just had a vision of me starting a foundation where I pay for women's getting their tubes tied and shit.
Wow.
Yeah. See if that becomes a thing.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, continuing on. He does most of the day-to-day housework. I still cook most nights since I enjoy it, and I like to deep clean on weekends.
I mean, this doesn't really work because she's working more hours than him and is the breadwinner.
Right, so this is how it has to be structured.
So this isn't really even a conversation of traditional or non-traditional. Like all of these other aspects doesn't really matter because they're doing what works for them. I don't understand why this is even a thing for her. She's a high earning woman in a fucking career field that she's happy in, and he's got a good job and they're doing life shit. I don't understand what the issue is. Like, why is this even a thing? If he's doing all the housework because she's working extra hours and she's cooking dinner, it sounds like they're winning to me. That's fucking teamwork. Now, if they're fighting over him having to do the chores or her having to do dinner or what is for dinner, I can understand that being part of the email or why this is even being brought up. But beyond that, I don't understand why any of this is relevant. Like, your relationship is good. Just because you're not living a traditional wedding marriage life, I don't understand why people get so hung up on all of this. It is labels. It's because they need to identify as something.
It provides structure for the being.
No, it gives them a way to explain people how their lifestyle is, and they get to wear it as a badge of honor. I really believe that. I think all of those labels come to, I fit in. Look at me. This is my life. I'm one dimensional.
Right.
Done. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I'm gay. I'm this. I'm that. You're not those things. That is a very small portion of who you are as a person. And when you label yourself as something and you adhere to that label, you have boxed yourself in and removed sunlight from your life because you're not fucking growing anymore. So, like, we have a traditional lifestyle. Even though you work now, we still have our gender roles. Now, if we're having a conversation about gender roles, they're not doing the gender role thing either.
Right.
They are doing what works best for them, and that is what matters the most. All of this other shit is superficial. We're not pushing traditional relationships on people. We're not pushing dom sub shit. We're not pushing photography. We're not telling anybody to do anything other than fucking communicate.
Right.
Be a good person. That's what matters. Okay, I'm done.
I want to add on to that I think that I agree with everything that you just said in regards to people wearing labels as a badge of honor or molding their personalities around it. I think that there is a portion of the population who are so lost as humans that they cling to labels for structure of who they are.
Right, because it makes them fit in.
Well, not that it makes them fit in. It makes them feel like, well, yeah, I guess fit in. I'm going to say a sense of belonging. I also want to add on to the conversation that you were having about, you were talking about traditional doesn't really equate to gender roles and gender roles don't really equate to traditional, and however you were phrasing that. I think a lot of people need to think about just like how people are on a growth journey, relationships go through that.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's a fluid thing. It's not just perfect, right? We're not just happy, right? There's times where we are both stressed out and it's weeks of nonstop stress and it's combined stress. And then you have your own personal life stress and I have my own personal life stress. I was a stay-at-home and now I still do everything of a stay-at-home. But now I have help cleaning the house and I have help with the kids because I'm working. And our life has changed a lot. And it's really dawning on me saying that out loud, how much our life has changed.
Go ahead, babe.
But I would still define our relationship in the roots as traditional. Even though our day-to-day has changed.
If we change the word labels to masks, because it does effectively do the same thing, you're putting on this mask to fit in, to identify who you are as a person and show off your belief systems. When you move from social setting to social setting, it's very easy to change those masks to fit in. And I think that people that use labels, I said ladles. So we're both fucking that word up today.
That's funny.
I think that people that use that as their identity and move around circles like that lack a sense of self. They really have boxed themselves in. Yeah. I think that's a problem.
I agree. All right, continuing on. I've been lucky enough to find a partner that compliments me in basically every aspect that I need as I try to do for him.
Dope.
So that was listed as an example of non-traditional aspects of herself and her relationship. I don't think that basic uplifting and nurturing of your person is either traditional or non-traditional. I think that's the foundation of a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Last important note, we dated / lived together for 3 years. We are both young, dumb, and not ready for a relationship. We were both young, dumb, and not ready for a relationship. Broke up for almost 4 years and now have been living together for 2 years. Clarifying points leading to my question. I want to be very careful with how I word this next part. I don't want to speak for your relationship. I just want to clarify my understanding. So please feel free to correct me. Without trying to oversimplify your relationship, it's my understanding that you refer to your relationship as being very traditional in structure and values, and you attribute a lot of success in your relationship to this. Through my vantage point, I see a very successful traditional relationship that works because of the partnership it's built on and not necessarily because of the traditional aspects of that relationship.
Right. We've never said that it's because of the traditional relationship. We've said that it works for us.
Okay, well, I want to pause. Are you going to remember that pause?
That was it.
Okay. Because she just said that it's not necessarily because of the traditional aspects of the relationship. It's successful because it works based off of the partnership it's built on. But almost everything that she just listed as non-traditional is also based in the foundation of a relationship and shouldn't be labeled.
Right. Right.
Right. So is that her trying to make a point to us? Or
I have no idea.
okay.
But she mislabeled our statements.
Right.
We have never stated that our relationship is our relationship because it's traditional. That's not a thing. We have traditional beliefs in our lives and we lived that way. Well, we did for a long time.
Yeah, and we both wanted it and that's why it worked so well.
Right, but our relationship, the foundation is communication and understanding, compassion and empathy. It's the want to be better for each other. It's what we've been preaching the entire time. I don't understand how that's been missed.
Right.
I understand that there is a large TikTok community that is doing the trad wife thing. Right. And I know that there are a lot of people out there who really want that. And that's fucking gangster. There's definitely a market for that. But that's not what we've been doing. That was a facet of our life that we gave to the people. Like, this is how we live.
Right.
She has her time management things, yada, yada, yada. But that was a very small portion of what makes a relationship work. And if people think that they're just going to jump into a traditional relationship and be toxic as fuck to each other, that ain't going to save you. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand how somebody's hung up on that, thinking that that's... Anyways, I guess maybe I just don't like the way that was worded.
I get that. Apparently, I didn't like the way it was worded the first time we read this either.
Yeah.
So continuing on, that's to say that there are often many traditional relationships as well as non-traditional relationships that don't work because the partnership aspect is missing. So I want to emphasize, part of that partnership aspect is finding a partner who complements you in basically every aspect the way that you do for them.
Right.
Right? And that's one of the things that she listed.
Before you move on, we do advocate for traditional relationships. And we advocate for traditional gender roles. And if I honestly thought that I could do this podcast by myself and it have the success that it has and help the people that we're helping and live the life that we are currently living with all of this, and you could go back to doing a stay-at-home thing and you were like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, stay-at-home mom, I'm going back, I'd been like, cool. Do whatever the fuck makes you happy, babe, because I don't want you working for somebody else. I don't want you going to and from and having to deal with all that shit. I'd much rather you be at the home or be with me. Mm-hmm. So you going from a traditional stay-at-home wife to wife/mom to an entrepreneur, our life hasn't changed. Mm. Because we were working together at my business. And when I asked you to retire, I stopped going to work.
You did. And that's how this started. Right.
Well, part of that was hurricane. Yeah. But even before the hurricane, I wasn't going in nearly as much because you were at home. Mm-hmm. You were my favorite thing. So why would I go 8 to 10 hours in a job that I don't have to be at because I've got managers, employees making it work that I can micromanage through text message? I don't have to be there. So of course I'm going to let's go to the garden. Let's go to the movies. Let's go do something. Like, let's live our lives. Right. This thing took off and it pulled you out of that stay-at-home wife mom thing. But we are actively changing lives, and that's far more rewarding than not going to work every day. Like, there's a fulfillment in who we are in that. I think that I actually know that if it wasn't for the podcast, you'd still be doing the stay-at-home wife thing.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. We would have a full garden in the backyard. Mm-hmm. More than just those little 4 containers. The house would be fully decorated. Furniture would be done.
A lot of that shit can get done when we get back from Thailand, but we also, well, life has changed. I'm not going to get into that. Life has changed in terms of our time. Because even in the beginning of the podcast, like it wasn't all consuming the way that it seems like it is now, because it's not.
Well, no, but we branched out in other things. Like
Right.
the women's group is starting to take up a lot of my time.
Yeah. There's also other changes behind the scenes that has happened that has taken away from our time frames.
Yeah.
So
Continuing on, when starting a relationship, do you think it is important to already understand your own goals, needs, and wants so you can communicate them clearly and set a proper expectation for the relationship?
we made an entire episode about that. We've made multiple episodes about that.
Did this person say that they're new?
Have they ever listened to anything from the first 40 episodes of the podcast? Because that was the entire
That's the
first year's
that is-
content.
That is entirely the first year's content. That's a good point.
Make a list of expectations, make a list of boundaries, have the conversations when you're courting. Like, I don't understand how this is.
Right.
Okay.
Or do you think it's something you have to figure out on the way?
No, absolutely not. You will find things out on the way, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like new
triggers,
discoveries.
right.
Yeah.
But you should have a list of expectations, boundaries, and goals.
Yes, definitely. You should know where your life is heading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is not something that we're just winging. Did you both know you wanted a traditional relationship going into it, or was it something that fell into place over time and it was a natural development?
Yeah, I think it was more of a natural development. Our relationship wasn't like that in the beginning, right? Like the idea of the stay-at-home thing, like that was a conversation that came up way
Yeah.
after. Like you wanted to be a tattoo artist, right? Like you had your own dreams and aspirations. It wasn't like we met, hooked up, and was like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you don't have to work again.
I gave up a lot becoming a stay-at-home.
Right. That sounds like usury and gold diggery to me.
Yeah.
It sounds like a whole lot of red flags that should make people concerned on both sides of the fence.
Right.
You know, if you meet a guy and within the first week he's like, quit your job, I'll take care of you. Run, bitch.
Right.
You ain't safe. And if she's like, hey, I love you in a week and I want to quit my job and take care of you.
Clean your house for you.
Nah, bitch, I'll get a maid. It's going to be way fucking cheaper in the long run.
Yep. Let me move in and I'll take care of your house for you. Yeah.
You've been getting random people popping in saying how much they love your hair, by the way.
Oh, thank you. This is the first time that I've cut my hair and I have not absolutely hated it. All right, continuing on. Oh, no, not continuing on because I want to answer some of that question. We had very long discussions about what we looked for in a relationship from our partner's role and our own role, right? So,
Yeah. And not because we were trying to be with each other.
no, it was just talking out loud to each other and working and processing and
Bitching about our fucking
oh
past.
my gosh, yeah. Throughout our friendship phase, into our courting phase, and then eventually into our marriage, it was well solidified that you were going to be the head of the household. Even when I was still working.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not handling finances. I do not want to look at a bill. I don't want to have to worry about the electricity be shut off. Like, that is all you, husband, and I'll worry about everything else in the household.
Right.
I did all the meal prepping, all of the cooking while working, 40, 50 hours a week as a piercer?
I think it was closer to 50 at that point.
Yeah.
It might have been 40. I think it was closer to 50 though.
Yeah. Long weekends.
Yeah. Yep.
But that aspect was always there. So yes, before getting into a relationship, for me personally, I knew what I wanted from a man. I knew what I wanted I knew what I wanted my relationship to look like at the time. I knew what I wanted the projection of the relationship to look like. I know what I wanted my life to look like. I didn't know I wouldn't be working, right? I really thought that I would continue with my tattooing apprenticeship and become the super dope traveling tattoo artist or whatever. Goals shift. Life brings new developments. We grow as people, but the foundation of our relationship has only grown. I was going to say it hasn't changed, but it has changed because
absolutely.
in the beginning of our relationship, we had conversations of third wheels and things.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I really don't remember the censorship across platforms, so I'm just going to censor everything I think could get us kicked.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Our foundation has gotten bigger.
Yeah.
right? It's no different than buying your first house in the middle of nowhere and then buying the land around it and then the land around it and then building off of your house and expanding your thing. And some of that means new security. Right now we've got gates put up and we have a panic room and like we've restructured the front door and like we put hurricane windows on and like we have really locked down our relationship and a fortress. And then everything that we've built onto that is just extra goodies.
Right.
But that, was a very loose structure in the very beginning. But all of that come from a place of understanding and love and want to grow and do more. We almost didn't happen because you had kids. Like that's not a secret. And like, that was something that I overcame fairly quick once the dates started feeling like the dates.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that it is important to have your expectations laid out before you get into a relationship. And I love the way that you said projection, because a lot of people are like, what do they mean by that? And if you think about it, you want to have an idea of what you want the projection of your relationship to be. Do you want to be married in 5 years? Are more kids in the cards? How do you feel about college with the kids? Because if we're going to be here together for however long it is until they go to college and we're married and doing the life thing, part of that money that's paying for their college is yours. What does retirement look like? What does vacationing look like? Do you want to work? I don't know. Do you want to work? Do you want to travel? Does your job allow you to travel? Why is it that people don't want to talk to each other anymore? Are we asking like, hey, what's your favorite band? Oh, you like The Used? I like The Used. Cool, let's fuck. Is that really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right, continuing on.
Yes.
The last thing I will say is keep doing what you were doing. If people can't see your content and take it, blah, 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 blah. If people can't see your content and take in what resonates with them while respecting the aspects that don't, that is their loss. I wish you both love, happiness, and success in every aspect of your lives. Likewise, thank you. P.S. My question is for my curiosity on your opinion. If you don't end up reading this on your podcast, and it's not really asking for advice, I get it. Alrighty.
Where's the question?
Those were the two questions, I guess.
What a weird email.
That was it.
Okay. That was strange.
I'm definitely moving it right now.
If we read that one before, I'm very curious how different it was. I'm willing to bet that this one was a lot calmer.
Yes.
Both because of your therapy and things that we are doing to heal parts of us and shed that negative shit that we were dealing with. Which is why I think it's important for us to go back through and reread some emails. There are certain emails that I will not fucking ever touch again, but some of them that we kind of fucking got rowdy on because we were going through what we were going through may have been a different outcome if we had read it from a different state of mind.
Yeah.
It's important to recognize that about ourselves, that, mind space matters.
It does.
All right, let's do another one.
Okay. Hopefully we haven't read this one. We'll see. This one's titled Thanks. Hey guys, I've been listening to your podcast for only a couple of weeks now, but I deeply appreciate your insights and mindset on marriage and how you love each other. You two are truly inspiring. I have a very hard time letting go of control. I think it's just my anxiety saying, if you don't do this, nobody does.
It's because everybody in your life has failed you.
Yep. I've been happily married to my husband for 8 years, since we were 19 and 21. He's one of the great men and father. He's one great man and father to our 3 children. I've been on the rope a couple of times for not listening to his wisdom. What? I've been on the rope a couple of times?
Been on the ropes. Fighting.
Oh.
It's a boxing term.
Gotcha.
Your back, so it's like having your back against the wall.
Yeah. Last summer, he asked me to resign from a job that was sucking the life out of me. It was in childcare. I didn't want to let go of the relationships with the children and families at the school, so I stuck it out another year and assured him I could do it. Looking back and seeing it from his perspective, I should have known it was a mistake and that he could see better than I could how much it was hurting our family. And that is why you don't put your family last. It sucks knowing that you can't help everybody.
Right.
Pulling into the driveway, I was thinking about somebody I haven't thought about in a very, very long time. And it was somebody I met in high school. I also don't want to get super personal with it. I don't want to share too much information of the person. They were behind developmentally.
Okay.
That's a good way to put that. They were behind developmentally. And when I think of this person at 17, 18 years old, their mind state was like between 8 and 10.
Okay.
And when I think of this person, I think of our son because he's getting to that age. And I think about how young he is and he doesn't fully understand things the way an adult would. And I thought about how is that person doing now? And my heart broke a little bit because I was like, oh man, like, what if I could help that person? And the last time I talked to that person, they were in a mess. And they've gotten themselves into this mess. And they needed money and of all of these kinds of things. And I was like, look, I can't help you anymore. Like, I've already sent you money. There's really nothing else that I can do for you here. And it sucked. But knowing for the betterment of my mental health, what am I going to do? Go dry in my bank account to try to help somebody who's not willing to help themselves? I can't do that.
What was the phrase? Don't drown in 3 feet of water for somebody who refuses to stand up.
Yeah. 3 inches of water.
3 inches.
Yeah. Oh, that was my phrase.
I know.
Yeah, I said that.
I quoted you wrong, but
Yeah.
I tried.
So I can understand the hardship of not wanting to leave relationships, especially if they're with children.
Right.
Because children are so helpless and are just brought into situations that they can't fix. I feel like this is one of those situations where it's like really shitty. You're going to pick the baby wrapped up on the tire tracks. You're going to save 5 people. Like your family comes first above all else. The world is not a very pretty place. Mm-hmm. The best that you can do right now is to make sure that the children that you brought into this world and the person that you chose to marry, their lives are happy and nourished. Continuing on. My daughter ended up having a teacher that destroyed her self-confidence and a mom that was too invested in her job to have enough time with her kids. 4 weeks ago, I was pulled into a meeting asking me to commit more to my role, and the following Monday, I finally listened to my husband and quit. I'm now working at a school closer to our home. Our daughter is going to the same school I'm working at, and our younger two are in a daycare setting that can also provide our son with much-needed speech therapy. Yet another thing I put on the back burner and never had time for.
Does that sound like she's prioritizing other people's children over her own?
Yes.
Okay.
There's also no such thing as I never had time for it. You make time for things. Right? I made
agree.
time the other day to drive 25 minutes out of my way to get that pumpkin spice chai tea latte, and that wasn't a burden to me.
Right, because you wanted it.
Right.
It's not a super expense, and you don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Somebody else is going to make that drink for you.
Right.
Yep.
I can't stand it when people tell me that I don't have the time. You do. Usually you just have poor time management.
Absolutely.
Continuing in the email.
I feel so bad for her. I want to lay on the floor and spit
I
her.
know, me too. I almost asked you last night, would you be offended if I slept on the floor with her? Continuing.
Yeah.
I'm broken to think that if I had just listened to him and trusted what he saw, that he just trusted what he saw and that what he wanted for me and for our home was best in our interest, I could have saved us all from a year of hurt. Okay, so that's true. You can also look at this experience as a way to converse or talk to your children about how life can get in the way and how being empathetic towards other human beings can be a detriment in the long term.
Yeah. It's also a good representation of your husband actually had your best interest at heart. So not everybody in your life has failed you.
True.
And if he's showing you that he's looking out for your best interest, now you've learned a lesson. Mm-hmm. So the next time your husband's like, hey, you're burning the candle at both ends, I need you to take some time off.
Word.
You know he's not fucking saying it just to say it.
Yep, he means it.
Yep.
Continuing on. Mm-hmm. I'm trying hard to pick up the pieces and repair what I broke out of my own stubbornness. I have also been managing our finances. It started with me going in and paying the bills. I'm much more tech savvy and had a degree in business. And now it's become me organizing our accounts, payments, automatic payment schedules, etc.
You handle our schedules.
I do handle, well, not payment schedules.
No, but, I handle obviously I handle all the finances, but everything else in life you handle.
Yeah.
in terms of scheduling shit. Like I don't ever fucking do anything without going, what do you got going on right now?
Right.
I need to do this. Do we have time for it? Like you're good with the time management and those things. And you know that if we plan something for 6 o'clock and there's nothing else to do that day, I'm gonna be fucking anxious as shit all fucking day until 6 o'clock.
Right.
So you'd be like, can we do it at 9:30 in the morning instead? Right? Like,
Yeah.
but you handle that shit.
I do.
I also don't understand the whole business degree thing. What does that got to do with anything? If you got a business degree, why aren't you running a business?
Yeah.
You know, it'd be really cool.
What's that?
Side railing the fuck out of us right now.
Yeah.
Is if I knew somebody that could actually make these, I'm sure that it's not very hard to tie that. But I could then take that off of there, put my mushroom charm on here, and wear my jade necklace with a mushroom on the bottom of it. I'm listening.
Okay. All right, continuing on. Last night, I asked him to take the finances from me. I'm stressed from trying to figure out how my new income at this new school will impact our financial rhythm. And after listening to a few of your finance podcasts, I decided this was yet another thing I was trying to micromanage and control instead of allowing my husband to manage and lead our home financially. Why are you laughing?
Because not me going, but you got a business degree. Sorry. Not really. What? Too much?
No, I'm just flabbergasted because you're right. Oh, damn. Because I'm going to be honest, I totally forgot that the business degree was happening. And how are you stressed out over how your own finances are going to impact your own life when you have that business degree?
Right. Well, if you're going to be moving into a business and handling that, the finances need to be a thing.
Is that what business degrees are for?
I honestly don't know why people get business license or business management things because I'm uneducated.
Why do people get business degrees?
By societal terms, I am uneducated, and I have had no issues with my businesses.
This fucking knockoff Google Siri makes me so mad. That's the only thing I miss from the iPhone is a helpful robot.
I'll show it to you.
So business majors develop a range of skills that are valuable to employers, including critical thinking, problem solving, and communication. Business graduates tend to earn more than those, blah, blah, blah. Career opportunities. Business degrees lead to a variety of careers, including in marketing, human resources, finance, and more. Oh, no, it's not working for you. The business and financial sector is projected to grow faster than average, and many of the jobs in the sector require a bachelor's degree.
Danish said, I have an associate in business management, and you are way more knowledgeable in business management than I am. Degrees aren't everything. This situation for me, a degree is a piece of paper that says you learn to study and remember things to pass a test.
Right.
You can have a plan and get punched in the face. As Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. And all that shit goes right out the fucking window. Mm-hmm. Everything that I thought I knew about business, when I got into business, I realized I didn't fucking know shit. And I had to learn and do things. And if I went in thinking I know something about an industry that I know nothing about, I'm going to fail. And those failures are going to be life lessons that are going to put me on the right track to succeed.
Right.
Which is why every time somebody's like, I want to open a business, I always go, do you work in that field? And if they say no, then you don't need to open a business. You need to go work in that field for a year, understand things, learn the ins and outs, and see what's going wrong in the businesses that you're working at, then start your business.
Right.
Because it's real life experience. Life experience is very different. You could watch YouTube videos all day long on your bug out bag and then open the bug out bag 6 months later and be like, well, I know this will start a fire, but I can't remember the steps to do it because I only remembered it to pass that test. Then you're going to freeze to death. Then what? Right?
That's like being able to name every stitch in knitting, but not knowing how to do the stitch.
Right.
So I asked, and I kid you not, this man laughed at me and said, I thought you would never ask. He had already been toying with financial strategy that would get our bills paid and set aside money for each of us to use. We're starting that plan next month. I love that. I also think it's funny that instead of asking you to take the finances, he waited until you were so frustrated that you just handed it over because you've shown him that your stubbornness outweighs the want to be easy in life.
That's true. There's definitely a win in that, though.
Yeah.
This speaks to not being a quitter.
It is, yeah, definitely.
I definitely appreciate that. But I don't appreciate a man letting his woman suffer based on her own stubbornness.
Yeah.
But we also know that she won't listen to him.
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
Babe, I can tell you're really stressed out and overworked. I need you to quit your job. And then she holds on for a year longer and fucking destroys her mental health because of it.
I love that she was able to ask for help.
Yeah.
That was that. I have a scene in my mind that would perfectly describe what I'm trying to say to you guys, but now I have to fucking verbalize it.
Describe the scene.
Okay. We're in a backyard. There's a barbecue going. There's the typical dad. Doesn't want to accept that he's balding yet, so he still has the hair on the sides. We're in the white shirt, the khakis, calf-high socks.
White New Balances.
New Balances.
Sup?
You know it. And then his addict daughter walks in through the back door. And she breaks down crying and saying, I'm deciding to go to rehab. And he looks at her and goes, this is exactly why I cut you off. And then they eat the steak that he was making on that grill.
Tough love shit.
Yes.
I mean, that's it.
That's what that is.
We've talked for a few months now about how important it is for people to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
I'm willing to help people to a degree, right? But, you keep coming back with your hand out. You're the problem. It's not
Right.
life circumstances at that point. I'm going to let you fucking fall on your face.
Yeah.
And when you do, I hope it hurts. So
Yeah.
you got some lessons that's got to learn from that so you don't do that shit no more.
I have a two limit lend out rule. I'll lend you money twice. Even if you pay me back, I'm not doing it anymore. Get your life together because I'm not trying to go broke trying to help you.
Yeah. I don't lend money. I don't ever loan it. If somebody calls me and asks me for something and I have it to give, I will give it to them.
Yeah.
And I will specify, if you want to pay me back, you can. This is not a loan.
Right.
Because I know that if I loan somebody money, it's going to destroy the friendship.
Right.
Because they're not going to pay it back.
Continuing on. I am undeserving of this very patient man, and he never wants to forcibly take control away from me because he doesn't want to make me feel like I've failed.
So how does one forcefully take away the financial responsibilities? How is that forced?
But I guess by not giving them the option.
Well, how would that look? If she's got access to the bank accounts because she's the one doing all of it,
Right.
would that mean that he took her off the banks of everything and like fucking cut her off of all of it?
I mean, yeah, I guess that would be the forcibly taking away. Kind of like that one man who had his sister and family get on their financials and cut his wife out of it.
Oh,
Open
yeah.
whole new
Yeah,
bank
okay.
accounts.
Yes, I mean there's definitely a way to force it.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to hint at. Like there's not a way to forcefully take that from somebody.
Right.
But I guess there is. I just hadn't thought far enough into it.
Continuing on.
Yep.
How do I keep myself in check when I start trying to grab for the reins? And is there anything I could ask him to do when he sees me trying to do everything of myself? I am fiercely determined and do tend to take on too much in general, but the last thing I want to do is take his kingship of our home from him. Any advice, love, and support would be appreciated, and I'm so thankful for you guys even reading this and hearing me out. So, how do I keep myself in check when I start trying to grab for the reins?
Well, if you're aware that you do these things, it's a choice. It's not an accident. You can't even call it habitual anymore because you're aware of it.
Right.
So it's a choice. You make a choice not to do that.
I would have a conversation.
I'd absolutely have conversations about it.
Hey, I'm starting to get anxious. Can you just run me through the finances right now? What are we looking at? Don't show me the bank accounts. I just need you to tell me. And I think that's a big deal.
I think that should be happening anyways.
Yeah. What, rundowns?
We do
Yeah.
it all the time.
I think her taking a break from looking at the finances and getting used to him managing it would kind of remove that want or addictive need to micromanage it.
Yeah, there's some sort of trauma there, and I use that term very loosely in that situation because it could just be that she was let down by somebody, or there was one specific time where something happened, and it was not a traumatic experience, but it did something to her brain, similar to a traumatic response that allows her to, makes her afraid to trust people to do shit.
Right.
And if it wasn't her husband that did it, that really needs to be worked on.
I agree. Yeah.
If the husband did do it, then you need to give him an opportunity to show you that he's changed. But ultimately, he's going to have to prove that he's capable anyways. But it sounds like everything that he's thrown at you has been right so far. So
you need to trust him.
maybe you should trust your husband.
Take deep breaths.
Yeah. Why marry somebody that you can't completely trust?
Is there anything I could ask him to do when he sees me trying to do everything myself? There's a lot that you could ask him to do. Are you willing to listen in the moment, though?
Right.
That's the bigger question.
Are you willing to humble yourself enough to admit that you need help?
Yeah.
Because she's steadfast, headstrong, however she worded it.
Yeah.
Zach said homegirl needs transparency and finances. Finances is part of the 2024 check-in.
That's a good way to put that. Yeah.
It is. I know that you don't need the financial check-ins with us. I know that you trust me to do what I'm doing with the money because it's worked so far and we've not had any real major issues. But if I didn't have that trust, if you didn't have that trust in me and you still let me handle the finances and we had to sit down once a week and go, okay, here's how much money we have left. Here's what we had to pay. It's not hard to do that.
Right.
So like, I don't understand why that would even be an issue either.
For him to do it?
Yeah.
Or for them to...
It wouldn't take long.
No, it's 5-minute rundown.
Right. There's also a win in that too, because you don't know what's going on in the money. And if I'm like, yeah, we got this much money put away. And you're like, holy shit,
Hey.
fuck yeah. Right. That's the response I get.
Hey.
So vacation time.
We ain't broke. Oh, that's a cute baby. I'm sending it to the group chat right now.
I was wondering why you put your iPad down.
Oh, I thought we were done. That was 2 emails.
Okay.
And it's 1:00 and I kind of want to play some video games.
We can
before I
wrap
have
up and
to
play
pick
video games.
They're so stressful. Our son growled at me again in the car today.
Yeah, we need to talk about that off the podcast.
Yeah.
I guess I'm done. If you're done, I
I'm
don't
done
really have
too,
anything
yeah.
we can add. Episode 46 was a short one. I have no idea what to call this episode.
It's been almost 2 hours.
It's been an hour and 13 minutes, babe.
That says
You
12:43.
see the red dot? That's got the number that says 1:13:39.
I thought we started at
40,
11.
41. That's the record time.
Well, they got a tiny episode.
Some people like tiny stuff, tiny homes, tiny fucking epoxy toys.
Yeah.
All right, with that being said, guys, remember you are the authors of your own life,
So grab a pen.
and we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.